everyone, welcome back to another Nona Jamie video. We've got ourselves a GoddessFlexi here with us today. Say hi!
Hi.
Oh, she got a little rear too. So, you're my first guest and we're doing a little talk show thing, you know? Little have a bit of fun, little chats. So, how are you doing today?
Yeah, not doing too bad.
That's good. And who's your little horsey friend there?
Oh, okay, so this is Mr. Flexi. I thought it would be funny to name a horse after my fiance, and I don't know, I kind of just kept it even though it's real cringe, so it's him. He's probably my best comp horse now, so...
Yeah, I think he's adorable.
But he is 62% Trakehner, so... Actually, I don't even know why he is not more than 0%, given that he is more than half Trakehner. I don't know.
Yeah, and he's got
That's
pretty good
weird.
confirmation for one, hasn't he? I think.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Okay.
I love the headset personally, and
yeah, it looks so good.
I gave him to Gully the other day for something random, and she was like, "Wow, I feel fancy on this horse."
Yeah,
he's pretty fancy for a pixel, you know.
He is. They do look really good when being ridden. Like, look at that trot. It looks like a dressage trot, you know?
Yeah,
it is
does.
good. I dig his color as well. As you know, I am a sucker for seal browns of all colors.
Yeah, he's got a teeny tiny little star on his head. It's so small.
Oh, bless.
It's so cute. I love it.
I did notice that, actually.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to ask you some basic horse aisle questions just to get us started, and I'm going to try and do that while doing the main event.
I'll go behind you and attempt to do it myself.
$1,000,000 says you're going to overtake me because I've got the slowest horse on the planet. I've got a Whaler mare, and I was really optimistic about it, but turns out she's absolute crap. And I have no idea if she's going to improve at all, but I don't know. I think she's pretty, so I'm just going to keep going for a little while and see how she goes. Alright, so how long have you played Horse Hour 3?
Horse Hour 3 itself, not all that long, maybe 6 months. But I played Horse Hour 1 years ago when I was like 10.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the old days. And my prime memory of that is spending all my money attempting to wild whistle a thoroughbred. So make of that what you will. I played Horse Hour 2 Life Cycle a lot. I was actually pretty successful on there, if I may have a little brag. I had the number 7 top thoroughbred by XP and competition wins and stats.
Oh, dang!
Yeah, a big old brown stallion called Flying Into Free was his name, and he was... Yeah, I did pretty well with thoroughbreds on there. Pretended I wasn't actually 14. Yeah, and then I've been watching Horse Hour 3 for a while, and I've been watching their YouTube channel, and I was like, oh, I don't know, like, the graphics are pretty trash. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I just sort of gave in and tried it one day because I was really desperate for a horse game.
Yeah.
I didn't like Star Stable because I think it's pretty pay to win. With Star Stable. Yeah. And I couldn't get a thoroughbred on there. I had to pay real money for a thoroughbred. And I love my thoroughbreds, obviously, so I was very upset with that. So I was like, oh, we'll just give Horse Hour 3 a go. And I did, and here we are, basically.
Fantastic. Wow, I can't believe you're like a big player on Horse Hour 2. I feel very inferior now, because I played for a little while, but I was just a little itty bitty kid, and I was a little bit afraid of the online world, so I kind of just kept to myself. And I didn't pay real money, so I could own like, what was it, like 5 horses max?
Yeah.
Oh, sad life.
I basically just made enough in-game money to buy tokens, subscription tokens from people.
Fair enough.
I was too young to have a job, and you know, if I'd asked my mum if I could have some money to buy something on a horse game, she would be like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, exactly. Mine was exactly the same.
Yeah, so that wasn't really an option.
Yeah.
I think I just got really, really lucky with my thoroughbred stallion. Like, I think I got him at auction on my first subscription, and he was going to go to the Far and Better, which is like the trader and wholesale 3. He was going to go for that for like 5,000, and I just was like, oh, thoroughbred, I want it. And then yeah, he ended up having ridiculously good stats, and we won a lot of competitions with him, and he sired a lot of top 50 thoroughbreds in his time, and he's still in my little, was it like the scrapbook equivalent thing on
Yeah.
Hostile 2? Like, he's still in there. I go and have a look at him, and I'm like, hello, buddy.
Oh, that's so wholesome. I love that. But no, I had the exact same thing when you said about how Horsale 3 you're hesitant with because of the graphics and everything. Dude, exactly the same. I was so hyped for it when I first started. It's like, oh, Horsale 3, this is gonna be dope. And I saw the graphics and I thought, I'm not gonna enjoy this. But it is just one of those games where it's just addictive once you start.
Yeah, I think part of the reason that it sort of kept me interested was because it did somehow stay pretty true to the other Horsale games.
Yeah.
Like when you play it, you know you're kind of playing Horsale.
Exactly, yeah.
And also they did put extra effort into the horses themselves. So the landscape looks pretty, you know,
gross.
But the horses themselves are pretty good. You know, they're pretty detailed. They're pretty anatomically correct, which was a big thing for me.
Absolutely.
And they kept the genetics bases that they had in Horsale 2, which was a big thing for me because I am a genetics snob, and I will not play a horse game where your horse can be pink.
Well, I mean, you can dye your mane and tail. In fact, there's a horse in front of me that's got a purple and blue mane and tail, and I don't like it. I don't like that you can dye the mane and tails now.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely style the mane and tails.
Yeah.
I gave my Missouri Foxtrotter a pink mane and tail for a little bit, just like as a joke, because he had like really bright tack, and I was like, you know what, to set this off, a pink mane.
Yes. I mean, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so that was pretty good, but I think I had that for like maybe 2 days, and I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Just dyed it back to the original color.
You are speaking my language, dude. So, what are your current breeding goals? Oh, I just jumped way too early and ran into a fence. Cool.
Good job.
Yep.
Well, I've got a few different projects going on. I'm pretty lucky that I am sort of casually, unofficially partnered with Ruby Waters in breeding French chasers. Between us, we have the top French chasers in Horsale 3. Especially my stallion Jin, who is a plume. So he's, you know, special color, special horse, and he is maxed. He does okay in competitions. We joke that French chasers are like the rich woman's thoroughbred because they're twice as expensive and half as good.
Love it.
But they make really good cross-country horses. They've got a lot of stamina. It's pretty easy to get a decent speed on them. I think Jin, my stallion, I'll just quickly look at his 4-year-old stats. Yeah, so he was 18.3 mile per hour as a 4-year-old. So they're not too far behind, and they're also a lot less common.
Yeah, they are.
So, I mean, my French chaser stallions in my store have between 50 to 80 breedings on them a day. So,
yeah.
I breed Brumbies, as you know. I breed Brumbies with Outback Cooley. She's taking a bit of a break at the moment. She has the majority of the best Brumbies in Horsale 3. Our Colt Deadly, who we bred together, he's the number 2 Pangare Brumby and number 3 Brumby overall.
Wow.
Don't tell anybody he's got a little bit of quarter horse in him, but shh.
Well, I mean, gee, you're kind of broadcasting it on YouTube.
No,
it's okay. It's okay. I haven't like established myself yet. You're only going to get a few hundred views.
Don't tell anyone. So I have a ridiculous amount of Brumbies at the moment. I think I've even got one of your whalers in there somewhere, or a stock horse. Yeah,
Possibly.
I've got an OGI stock horse there.
Oh, how about that? I don't remember
Yeah, my
giving you one.
program. She's got a lot of speed for what I'm looking for, and she's got pretty good agility. So
Oh, once
she
I
was
finish,
a really nice addition.
once I finish the course, I'm gonna suss that out because I dead set do not remember selling you a horse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Other than that, I've got Missouri Foxtrotters, which were an accident. I found one, I thought he was pretty, so I bought him. Turns out he's sired by the best MFT on Horse 3, and he's got pretty good stats himself. He's the number 2 Missouri Foxtrotter on the server. Highly underrated endurance horses.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've got really good stam drop. My Missouri Foxtrotters are born between 32 to 33 stamina drop, so they mature to about 43, depending on their size. So we got that going. I've got some Arabians, which are a bit of a new thing for me. And then I've got my MISC pile, which is various warm bloods.
Yes, and I'm just having a look through and I can see that I remember Little Sunflower.
Yes, I got Little Sunflower.
Oh, I love her. I'm gonna get her mama up right now.
Yeah, she's a darling.
She might be pregnant, actually. She's just such a nice coat. I fell in love. I don't actually remember how I got her. I think I bred her. Complete accident, and I was like, oh, love her, keeping her.
Yeah, she is, I believe she's actually in foal to my Foxtrotter.
Aww.
Let me just check. This is the first time I bred her. She's been sort of like the special one, you know, she just kind of gets pampered. She doesn't earn her keep. She is bred to my black Foxtrotter Ghostface.
Ghostface. Interesting name.
Yeah, because he's got a white face. So
makes sense.
I thought it was funny.
Hold on, I'm coming over to you now and I'm writing Sunflower.
Yes, I was gonna say.
There we go. There's the pair. And in fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a screenshot and it's gonna be our thumbnail thing.
Yeah.
For the thing.
Mother-daughter reunion.
Yeah. Oh, it's so wholesome. I love it. It's just they're so alike. I love it. Okay. How do I do the thing where I? All right. Cool. That's done. What was I gonna say? Well, sorry. What?
So I've got no. Yeah. So I have some warm bloods just sort of chucked in a pile that I use to sort of try and create some kind of decent competition horse. The best so far of which is, if you look, rank 649 is She's Elite, a Westphalian mare, and she is by far the best foal that I've had so far. She's done a little bit of competing and now she's pregnant like all my other females.
Yeah. Oh, she's got some good bravery. Dang.
Yeah.
I breed Westphalians. I am intrigued.
She is, so you can see in her profile, she's Trakehner, cross Thoroughbred, cross Belgian Warm Blood, cross Whaler.
Very nice. And she is very pregnant.
She is actually by Mr. Flexi.
Hey! Good old Flexi.
Yeah.
What a stud.
He's a good man.
Now, I'm trying to find this Australian stock horse that I gave you.
It is rank 300 or 350, OGI Blissful.
Blissful, that rings a bell.
Yeah, by Bliss.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know why I didn't remember that, because that wasn't that long ago.
So she's in foal to a Sable Champagne Brumby sire, so the foal should be quite pretty.
Oh, nice. What do you think that will result in terms of breed?
It'll be a Brumby, likely.
Okay. Fair enough.
It'll be a Brumby or maybe a Whaler. I've also found out that Brumbies have this weird, I don't know what it is, but sometimes you'll breed a Brumby to something that's close to a Brumby but not quite, and you'll get a Welsh cob.
Oh, actually, that happened with me. I found a wild. In fact, her name is Cancer, unfortunately. That was just the name she came with. I haven't
Oh,
got around to changing it. She's in rank 400, so she's just a grade European hot blood. But I've just been crossing her with, different sports ponies. Every single time she gives me a Welsh. And I'm thinking, I wouldn't have guessed that. I don't know,
I
maybe
guess
that's just me.
size.
That's the only thing I can
She's
think of. Because
small.
I did used to have a Welsh Stallion, and he looked nothing like that.
Yeah, well, we bred a Brumby mare to a Whaler Stallion. And the foal had twins. One was a 0% purebred Brumby, and the other was a Welsh pony of cob type.
Go figure, man.
Make of that what you will.
Yeah. Now I was gonna ask you, what is the story behind your username?
Well, we've come back to the cringe cycle.
Hey, good fun.
So, I went through a lot of names on Horsale 2. I can't remember what my username was on Horsale 1. I think my account is still on Horsale 2 as Symmetra. But by the time I got around to Horsale 3, I had done the super cringy thing of changing my general gamer tag to match my partner. So he's Mr. Flexi and I am GoddessFlexi. So
Wholesome.
yeah, we thought it was a little bit more impressive than Mrs. Flexi. So
Yeah.
well, I thought it was.
And this is why you're engaged.
Maybe.
I think it's goals, though. And I think you damn well know it.
Some people think it's goals. I mean, it's cute, but it's like wholesome cringe.
Yeah.
It's cringe, but it's wholesome.
I think some of the best relationships have to be cringe. If it's not cringe, it is not real.
Yeah,
Don't
true.
hold me to that. Because if you're not in a cringe relationship, it doesn't mean it won't last forever. I say things.
Well, I would hope it lasts a little bit longer, considering we're engaged. At least let us get married first.
Yeah, let's hope so. I will get it further into your engagement afterwards, because obviously that's a major thing. Did you want to go exploring now?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's just go find some epics or something, I don't know. Which way do you want to go?
I have a random exploring spot if you want to come to that spot.
Sure. Invite me along.
10% trouble.
That's fine. I think it was a anomaly that I think it used like I'm seeing a lot of players and it was using like 70% of their travel, and I was like, whew.
Ooh,
It was pretty steep. It took me back to my non-sub days where everything cost that much.
It's like that one club, Planetary Planes. It's like 2kk out from everywhere.
Oh, I don't think I've even been there.
Every time there's a trader there, the Brumby trader is usually there for some reason, and every time it's there, I just die inside a little bit. I'm having a look at my map now, and I started at a place called None Such Isle Village.
Oh, yep, that one.
And looks like to me I have just gone north from there.
Wow, 63 kilometers.
Yep. I found a cemetery on the way, so that was fun.
Ooh. So are we just gonna keep heading north then?
Yep, let's do that.
I'm so glad I can be a part of this adventure.
Hopefully we'll find an epic.
Yeah, that would be nice. Except obviously I'll let you get it since this is your endeavor.
Nah, it's fine.
We'll see.
I don't really care about that, to be honest.
Alright, fair enough.
I was just annoyed because when epics got added, one was right at the front of my ranch and I wasn't playing very much at the time, and by the time I got online and got to my ranch, someone else had been there and found it.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, and my ranch is 72 kilometers from the nearest club.
Oh, that is mad. That is annoying.
Yeah, so I don't know why that person was at my ranch or how they got there.
Maybe you have a stalker. Who was the player?
Aurora.
Yeah.
But
I know.
I've been told that the person previously known as Aurora changed their name, and Aurora is now somebody different who's a fairly new player, as I understand it. So
Oh, okay. Well, that's news to me.
fingers crossed. She just doesn't appear that she found my underground cave system full of not stamina crystals, speed crystals. Well, that sounds really bad. Wow. Yellow crystals.
Oh! Just got it. That was just an
Yeah.
empty bubble over my head.
Yeah, I've got a really big underground cave system full of yellow crystals. So
Oh, nice. Oh, crystal caves are the best.
I just tell my buds if anyone wants some yellow crystals, just go to my ranch and have at it.
I'm intrigued now.
Yeah, there's
Sounds
probably
like I'm
not
about to
any
get-
in there because I kind of cleaned it out.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'm not in huge need of crystals at the moment. I'm getting by.
Yeah.
So, who have been the best friends you've made through the game? You don't have to say me. That's okay. I know you love me.
Well, to be honest, Outback Cooley and I are extremely close. We met on Horse 3 and she's one of my best friends. She's been there through me. She has been there for me through some pretty rough times, and I for her as well. So even though we've only known each other like 6 months, but it's like it's been years.
Oh, yeah, you get so many of those friendships. Do you want this pot of gold?
Yes, I do.
Take it. Have
I'm
it.
poor.
Yeah, I think I've only spoken to her once or twice. She does seem very nice though, and I know that when Ryan, my boyfriend, came and started playing, obviously his name is Australia, mate, and Outback Cooley, she
would have loved that.
yeah, and so she gave him, she was really helpful to him and everything, and it obviously took a load off of me.
Yeah, she's great. She doesn't like really socialize much. She sort of keeps to herself, but yeah, she helped me out. Can't even think what it was. Oh no. So I left the club I was in because it was very inactive. And being Australian, I saw her club, Australia Life, and I was like, that's a club for me.
Yeah.
So I stalked her, and yes, I truly did, for days online, waiting for her to come online so I could message her and be like, hey, let me into your club.
Ha!
There's a riddle box here.
There is also a wild down here.
There is.
I'm not a big riddle box person, because the thing is, most of the time I come across them, and they're all of these maths ones, and I can do them, and I know that I can do them, but I just can't be bothered. I
Yeah.
play this game to, leave my school life behind.
Yeah. Yeah, so I finally caught Outback Cooley online, sent her a message and was like, hey, I'd love to join your club. She was thrilled. Because obviously it's a very small club. We don't have many people in it.
Oh, I thought it had grown quite a bit.
It did, and it's kind of, I don't know if it's more annoying or less annoying, but somebody left our club for my buddy's club, and they took 3 people with them.
Oh.
And I'm not sure if I'm mad at them for that because they left the club, or slightly less mad because they at least went to one of my buddy's clubs.
Yeah, true.
But it was someone who had joined with like their sister and their friend, and they were in our club, and I think they spawned in on our club on their first login.
Oh, okay, fair enough, yeah.
And yeah, they took their sister and their friend with them, and I only noticed when I saw the store was gone, and I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit annoyed about that.
And I know that, it's probably nothing personal, but it's one of those things you just can't help but, feel a little bit like, oh.
Yeah.
Is what it is, though, isn't it?
Yeah. And I joined it mainly just because I liked the club name, if we're totally honest.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well, I've decided that if I ever leave Sequoia, I don't think I will, but if I ever did, Stray Life would be my next go-to one.
yeah, that's because we're the best. Yeah, so then I started breeding Brumbies with Cooley, and then we got really close, and one day she was like, hey, do you want to be co-owner? And I was like, sure. who am I to say no being co-owner to a club? Like clubs
Yes,
are an
that is an
insane
honor.
amount.
I love
Clubs
that.
are an insane expense.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's true.
I would have liked to have my own club, but number one, there's a lot of clubs out there, and I don't think Horsehall needs more.
Yeah,
And the other is they are really expensive, and I don't know if I can justify buying 8,000 Mobia for a club.
yeah. There's a meteor over there to your left, right.
Oh yes, I see.
um,
Especially with Australian exchange rates.
yeah, absolutely.
It's really mainly a club for us and our buddies.
Yeah,
So it doesn't really bother me too hugely that we're not that big. I think when you get to a club, well, like Sequoia, for example, that's quite big, or even beyond that, if you end up in a club like Where the Drafts Go or Blood Ruby Nights, like that's a lot of people.
yeah. Well, that's actually one of the things I've noticed because I've been with Sequoia since beta, since it was I can't even remember its old name. Um, but you know, since everyone's been joining, I've noticed that I really just haven't been using a club chat so much because you're not as connected with everyone because there's just so many people.
Yeah, and I know that our club members know that if they need help with anything, they can just chuck us a PM or catch us when we're online and just say, hey, I need some help with something. And if we can help, we will.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's nice.
And it's drama free, which is a nice side effect of having a small club.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's. I do want to get a bit more personal now. I want to know about the engagement. How'd it happen? Was it you? Was it him? What's the ring like? When's the wedding? You know, all that kind of stuff. I want the gossip.
Well, we've been together for just over a year. And it kind of wasn't meant to happen. Like we worked together, we were friends, neither of us were looking for anything. We were both in relationships at the time. And we just got really close and ended up evolving into something more than that when circumstances allowed. Um, and this is going to sound really, really cringy.
Cringe is good.
But I knew that there was something really special about him.
Oh, my
The
heart.
way the way that our friendship grew and like the way we were together was just like nothing I'd ever had before, and I'd always been very cynical um, person. My mum is a single mum, so there was never like a relationship or anything like that in my life growing up. So I ended up sort of like, oh, true love, haha, very funny.
Yeah. Okay, this is gross, but I don't know if anyone can see, but I'm actually tearing up right now. I'm a hopeless romantic. It's disgusting.
That's adorable.
Oh, that's not gross.
Anyway, yeah, so it got to a point where my partner doesn't mind me talking about it, so I'll just come out and say it. He is autistic. And there was a time where everything just got to him and he really needed me, and it was at that moment where I just realized I wanted to be with him.
Oh, that is lovely.
Yeah, I wanted to marry him, which I wasn't really that kind of a person.
And I mean, it's so like, your attitude towards it, because like, obviously if there's somebody with Asperger's or whatever, they have so much trouble communicating, and that's what they need, somebody patient that just gets them and can just listen to them and help them get through those situations, and you just sound like the perfect person for that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it, he's high functioning. He's definitely, I don't think you would know unless you knew. But it was just a matter of, being aware and being aware of what he can't stand, I suppose. And some things can be a bit difficult. I mean, he has very specific foods that he likes to eat, and it is a struggle to find something that we will both enjoy. But we can always go back to ye old faithful McDonald's.
Absolutely, that sounds perfect.
But yeah, we had a plan to go to Canada later this year, which was cancelled
Oh,
because
yep.
of, you know, the world situation at the moment.
Mm.
And I had planned this big thing of, speak of the devil, my old club leader just put an ad in chat wanting new members, so it looks like she's back. I had this big plan in Canada to like do a big proposal, like, so we've always had sort of a role reversal relationship.
Mm.
Yeah, I do the sort of typical things that the quote man does in the relationship, I
You
suppose.
wear the pants.
Yes. So I had a big proposal planned out. You know, I was going to propose to him while we were in Canada, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, and then sort of after that moment where he really needed me, I just went screw it, and I proposed to him then. And he said, "Oh, I thought you wanted to do a big proposal." And I said, "I do, but it just feels right, and I want to do it now." And he said, "Take 24 hours to think about it because I
Oh,
know how much you wanted to do a big fancy proposal."
oh, stop it. Oh, God.
So I did his wishes and I waited 24 hours and I asked him again and he said, "Of course, baby." And then he said that it was always going to be a yes, and that made me really happy because I was genuinely concerned that he was going to be like, "No, what are you thinking, you crazy woman?" So,
Oh, no. You're gonna watch this back afterwards, you're gonna see my face, and you're gonna be like, wow, she is seriously invested in this love story. Like, literally, there are tears. I
oh,
think it's partly because me and my boyfriend have been together since we were 14. We're 21 now. So, we've been
wow.
together, yeah, long time. Spent a lot of our lives together. And all I can think, like, okay, so growing up, I never wanted to get married, I never wanted kids, you know, all that kind of crap.
Yeah,
But then, you know, after meeting him, it was just suddenly like, boom, I want all of that stuff. And I can't
yeah.
wait for it. And so, like, seeing other people, you know, like, obviously feeling the same way and actually, you know, taking action on it and, you know, getting started with their lives together, it's just like, happiness. Oh,
We're
this.
still we're still going to take things slow,
Mm,
partly because we have only been together for just over a year,
yeah.
which is insanely short when you think of the grand scheme of things. So we're still taking things slowly. We don't have a wedding date or anything beyond in a few years.
Yeah. And I mean, I
um,
suppose it is hard to plan anything at the moment, you know, with coronavirus. You don't know what's going to happen, you know. Yeah.
yeah, that too. Especially because my mum lives interstate in New South Wales. I'm in Queensland. So we'd have to wait for the borders to open. Yeah, I've got friends like yourself who are in different states who, you know, I'd want to attend to an engagement party or
Oh.
something. So I kind of have to wait until all of Australia is good to go, and then we can start planning things.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it kind of gives you more time to embrace that whole "this is my fiance" type of thing. Because I know for when I get engaged, I will not be able to stop saying that.
Yeah, it's kind of, it feels a bit weird sometimes. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
I can imagine.
Um, but I don't know. It's kind of cute.
It's
I
very
mean, I
cute.
basically, you know, we live together. We do everything together. We're basically married without the certificate. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
and we were lucky enough that his godfather is a jeweler, so we got him to make rings for us.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Yeah. So, I've got a fairly, I think it's a bit of a chonker. Um, it's a marquee cut sapphire.
I don't know
Just
what those words mean, but if it's a sapphire, I like sapphires, so cool.
it's like a teardrop shape but pointy at both ends.
Oh, yep, yep.
Um, yeah, and it's just the sapphire set on a white gold band, so it's like really simple, but also it looks much fancier than it is.
Yeah. Sounds beautiful.
Yeah, and Cameron was really excited to like have his own ring to wear, so we got just a simple band for him as well that he wears.
Nice. Yeah. My heart can't take it anymore. So how long have you been engaged now? Oh, horse injured. Good fun. Thanks,
Oh
Sunflower.
no!
Oh dear.
Sunflower!
Oh, what have you done?
How could you do this? She's looking at me.
What? Hold on. What does it say? Oh no! Sunflower realized how dangerous the terrain you're riding on is and has turned into a nervous wreck. Absolutely nothing you do will calm Sunflower down. Perhaps you
What?
vet can help you out. Shut up and just pull yourself together, Sunflower.
Pull yourself together, woman.
Come on! Have you seen my horse Glow?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna show you Glow. She's good fun. I'm not gonna ride her, I can't, but she's an interesting looking thing.
She pregante.
She is very pregante.
Whoa!
I cannot tell you how much I love this horse. I caught her as a wild, and I was like, wow, this horse is really fat, and then I clicked on it. Okay, I'm stuck. I keep sliding down. Okay, I'll just speak from here. I caught her, and yeah, so I was like, oh, she's fat, and then I like really looked at her, and I'm like, holy crap! And then that other friend, that friend I was talking about before, Pink Thyra, she caught another horse, looks identical to her. They are in no way related or anything, but they look identical. And so now she's pregnant with his foal, and we're very excited. We're very proud parents.
That's a thick ass girl.
She is very wide.
She is a wide load.
She needs a bumper sticker at the back saying that.
Wide load.
Yeah.
She's also a little bit of a sausage.
She is, isn't she? Just a little bit, just a touch of the sausage.
Yeah.
Okay, so I found out, you told me this a little while ago, but that you went to the same schools as me. I'm still mind blown about that. What are the odds?
Yeah, well, my parents moved to Adelaide when I was... Oh wait, am I allowed to say that?
Oh yeah, that's fine. Everyone knows where I am.
Alright. My parents moved to Adelaide when I was about 5, so very much requiring an education.
Yep.
And they chose the primary school that we both attended because my great-grandmother also attended that school.
Oh, wow.
My horse is having a moment. He can't get up. Oh, there we go.
Mine was struggling too. I'm like, these hills are tiny, but they just like struggle so much.
It's just a small incline, bro. You'll be okay. Yeah, so my great-grandmother also went to that primary school back in the 1800s, I suppose.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and like say the school name because neither of us attend that school now.
Yeah.
So I figure she'll be right. So we're talking about Crafers Primary School. It's in the Adelaide Hills. It's I don't know how old it is. It is old.
It is a very old school.
It is, yeah. So what was your experience? You were only there for like a year, weren't you?
Yeah, I was only there for about a year because we lived in a neighbouring town, not really a suburb. But I mean, what I do remember, it was a struggle coming from Melbourne to Adelaide because Melbourne has a very different education style. Adelaide is very like old school, sort of posh, fairly British education. Melbourne is not that.
See, I wouldn't have guessed that. I assumed that it was kind of just similar everywhere.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a struggle because they wanted me to basically relearn my alphabet. My handwriting was atrocious and that was not acceptable, even though I was like, what, 7?
Yeah.
And then the next year my parents bought a property, so we moved there, and that was about half an hour away from Crafers, so that meant moving to school as well.
Yeah, fair enough. There's a bit of a trek. I used to live I think I lived like maybe 20 minutes away. I lived in like Woodside for a little while and
Oh yeah.
Balhanna area, you know. And
I lived in Lenswood.
oh yes, good old Apple Lenswood.
Can I tell you though, the trail riding there is beautiful. I will never get to ride somewhere again that is as beautiful as Lenswood was to
Really?
ride.
Oh,
Yeah.
is there a riding school there?
No, there's not, but
Oh, okay, fair
everybody
enough.
knows everybody, and the farmers, all the orchard keepers and the farmers are really chill. So as long as you just shut the gates behind you, you're allowed to ride wherever you want,
Oh,
basically.
that's nice.
Yeah, so pretty much every day we go riding through the apple orchard.
Oh, man, that sounds like a dream.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was a bit of a bit far from Crafers, hey?
bit far, yes.
Yeah. And then, and then in high school, you went to Glenunga, as did I.
Yes, for 1 year.
Mhm.
I wrote this truly atrocious story to get in. We were asked when I was in year 7, we were asked to write a short story.
Mhm.
I think because I was going there for like English related academia.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wrote this atrocious story about my pony overeating to the point where he didn't walk, he just rolled everywhere, and then one day he rolled over a rock and burst.
And you were 12 when you wrote this?
Yep.
That is
Yeah,
sensational.
so I don't think they were very impressed with it. But they were okay with that. I guess because I got in somehow still. And I was there for a year before my mum decided to move me to a Catholic school, thinking it would make me better behaved.
Oh.
Plot twist. Plot twist, it didn't.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you were a bit of an edgy teenager?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Oh!
Your common garden goth.
Oh. Love it.
So, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to, like, assume, but I can imagine that. I feel like you would have just been like a I don't give a crap type of person.
Yeah, look, the only thing I had going for me as a teenager was my horses. So my life just revolved around my horses, and school was just an annoying time that I wasn't allowed to be around my horses.
Yeah, I mean, I attended Glenunga for the whole of my high school experience, and you know, I'm gonna tell you, it was pretty shit. Because the only reason I got in was because my sister, you know, she's very smart and everything, so she got in through the Ignite program, and you know, she did IB and everything. I, on the other hand, was just kind of waddling through it slowly, doing SACE, you know, struggling a little bit with grades and everything. So it wasn't great, and you know, it's one of those schools that really does just value the smart students. So, you know, I don't want to generalize or anything and base it, like, on my experience, but I feel like it probably was a good thing that you left.
Yeah, especially because even though, and this is going to sound incredibly boomer to say, but I definitely had the potential to go far. I had the potential to be a straight A student. I was definitely smart enough. But I just didn't want to.
I honestly, I think that's the case with everyone. It's just, you know, people respond differently to different methods of teaching and such. Like I said, I was struggling and everything, and like I found it really difficult. And now I'm studying uni online, and it is just like it's me, you know. Like as soon as I started, I'm like, this is how I'm meant to learn. This is good. And so
Yeah.
I think it just really depends on the person. It just wasn't a place for me, I guess.
Yeah, and I suppose a little bit of a flex here. I actually left school in year 10 to go work at a racing stable. And I came back when I was 17 and did year 11 and passed without actually having done year 10.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Nice.
It was... school was easy for me. I just didn't want to be there, so I didn't put any effort in.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I mean, same as you, sort of, I got out of school, I got into an adult learning environment where people wanted to be there and I wanted to be there,
Mm-hmm.
and that did a hell of a lot more than
It just makes such a difference.
it sure does.
Yeah.
And I'm also I'm easily distracted, so especially in a
Gross.
school environment.
Exactly,
you know,
yeah.
if one person's not concentrating, then I can't concentrate.
Yep, I hear that. Well, I think that's all the questions I've got. We've got... So we've done about 40 minutes, which is like double what I was expecting, but whatever. I haven't actually planned how I'm going to say goodbye, so let me just think about that really quickly. Because it is always the most awkward part of the video,
Yeah.
and I hate it with a passion. Okay.
Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe
Oh,
button.
no, shut up, shut up. Do not make me say that. It is the worst.
It surely is.
Okay. Oh
Tickle
dear.
the bell icon to stay updated.
I hate you. Okay,
Sorry,
no, I really should have thought about this. Because normally, like, when I'm on my own, it's okay and everything, but I've got you, and I'm like, I don't know what to say now. I'm so awkward, I hate myself. Okay. Okay. See, if I don't know what I'm gonna say, I just keep saying okay. So if I keep saying okay, just bear with me. Okay. Okay. Disconnected. Can you still hear me? You can't hear me, can you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh.
It says you're still here.
Oh, for real?
Yep.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, okay.
Yeah, you're just chilling next to me.
Alright. It didn't have any, like warning, like it didn't lag or anything, it just suddenly, boom, gone. Okay. Well, I'm back now.
Oh wait, it just said, oh wow, your character.
What?
Your character is doing some real special stuff.
What? What am I doing? I'm standing still.
She's like sideways and her arms are all
Take a picture.
weirdly bent.
Take a picture.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Glitches are fun. Because I am just completely normal at the moment.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
Okay, cool. This is gonna give me something to talk about. Alright, so, back to the video. Flexi has just informed me that I'm glitching out. As you can see on my screen, I'm not doing anything. But she sent me a picture which I'm gonna put up on the end of the video. Which we are wrapping up with now. So, thank you very much for doing this with me, Flexi, and for being my first guest.
You're welcome.
I had fun. I was very nervous, but I had fun.
I had fun too.
Aw.
We didn't find any epics though.
That was surprising, actually.
Yeah, we did unfortunately get an injured horse out of it.
Poor sunflower. Wonder how much that's gonna cost. Oh, well.
Pray for you.
Rip me. Oh well. That's fine. I've got the money. Alright, so, yeah. Thank you everyone for watching. I hate you, Flexi, but please don't forget to like and subscribe. She told me to say that.
Yeah, sorry. Tick
I
the
mean,
bell icon, boys.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go. So say goodbye to the people, Flex.
Goodbye, people.
Goodbye, people.